Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So tomorrow's ratings are actually free for everybody, so you will be able to access them. Just come to our website. If you're on today's ratings, you go to the dashboard, then click on tomorrow, and then you can click on the first race or whatever race you want to have a look at and work through from there. So I'm going to have 3 selections tomorrow that I like. Starting off in the 12:45 at Newbury, the Novices Limited Handicap Chase, and I'm going for Caliph de Burle. I know he's going to be a short price, and he is a short price. Let's load up the odds so you can see that I'm actually doing this live. I even saw another example of a tipster on a bookmaker's website putting up a horse and just quoting a price. That price hadn't been available for hours. They then tweeted, oh, it looks like we've missed the price in between recording the video and posting. No, you hadn't. The price hadn't been available. For a little while, you just used that price as your selection price, just so you could say that's what it was. Anyway, I actually think the horse got beat, so never mind. So let's have a look. 12:45, Newbury. Caliph de Burle is currently available at 11-8. Now, I think that's not a fair price, but I think it's the right price, in that I think Caliph de Burle is miles clear of these and will prove to be a very good chaser. But if you look at the R figures from the hurdles performances, a 141.7 and a 140.3, that would be good enough to nigh on win it, along with 1 run from Personal Ambition when winning a Grade 2 at Kelso. The 141.7, that would be enough, and this horse is a chaser as well, so I expect even more to come when sent chasing. Obviously was going okay last time out when falling. As long as that's not left its mark, I'm hoping it hasn't. I imagine the horse will take all of the beating here. It's had 18 days off the track. I love 4-year-olds going chasing. I think it shows sign of real ambition by going chasing so early in their career. Those that go, oh, he needs to stay over hurdles for another season, I think you're missing out, to be honest. 4-year-olds in hurdle races, handicaps and stuff struggle, but you send them over fences and they seem to do much better. Yeah, no question marks about this horse, to be honest. Really like Caliph de Burle, just got to jump round, and if he jumps round, I think he'd be far too good for these. So currently available at 11-8. It's not the biggest of prices, but I think it's a price that I would be happy to take. Moving on to the 155 at Newbury, and the horse I like here is Captain Teague. Now, another one that's a little bit boring, is currently the 9-4 favourite, and I like this horse quite a bit, to be honest. And again, I'm using the R figures. Now, the R figures suggest that this 147.6 at Cheltenham and then a 145.3 were both very good efforts, and then really disappointed at Cheltenham in heavy going before a nothing race at Exeter that he won coasting round. Now, what this says to me is when actually asking for an effort, he can perform some really high figures. Whereas this is probably, for me, almost the limit of the Jukebox Man, and that came on heavy going. He's not got the heavy going this time. And I think Captain Teague will reverse the form from the Albert Bartlett. I think it was the Albert Bartlett. It was the Albert Bartlett, wasn't it? I'm just having a double check. Yeah, in the Albert Bartlett. The Jukebox Man went off 18-1 that day, and Captain Teague went off 6-1. That's the level of ability between them. That's the difference in ability. It just didn't work for Captain Teague on that heavy going. Whereas the Jukebox Man kind of ran into that position because everything else disappointed. Whereas I think this time, when they take on each other, we're going to get the right horse win the race. And that right horse, or especially out of those two, is Captain Teague. Captain Teague has been to Newbury as well. Won the Shallow Hurdle. Won that pretty nicely from Look Away. And I think that will be plenty good enough to win this, to be honest. Johnny Who was back and forth that day. I don't see any reason why he can reverse the form. Johnny Who went off 2s that day, whilst Captain Teague went off the 2-1 favourite. So Johnny Who went off 13-2, Captain Teague went off 2-1. Again, I think that demonstrates what is expected of those two horses and their ability. And yeah, I strongly believe that Captain Teague can go into graded races. I think the other two might end up in handicaps down the line, the Jukebox Man and Johnny Who. With that in mind, the fact that you currently getting 9-4 about Captain Teague. I think he might end up going off a bit shorter. And finally, my last selection is going to be in the 230. Let's have a look at the current price of that one. It is Cheltenham, who's available at 7-2. Now, this, I think, has been the plan for a little while for this horse. Obviously, loves Newbury, runs here often. The only thing they'll be a little bit disappointed with is they haven't managed to get a run into Cheltenham. They have been trying. They keep entering it in races, and they keep pulling it out. I think it's just been a bit too fast for him. Now, that would be the only concern here, is he definitely wants soft and heavy conditions. He's probably not as good on good ground. However, he does get to run on good to soft here. Now, I'm hoping with a little bit more rain, or just a few races in the ground, it might cut up a little bit more. And I think that will really suit him. Now, obviously, Venetia Williams' Gallop de Chasse is going to go a favourite. Venetia Williams has now got a horse's banging form. I honestly think it's out of those two, I really do. And I'm happy to take Cheltenham, who's clearly been ready for a little while, in the fact that it's been entered into lots of races. Just, they haven't quite managed to get a run into him. But this has definitely been the plan for him for a little while. He's available at 7-2, and he is my third of the day. So I'll be going Manap Caliph de Burle. I think he's miles clear of these. I think he'll jump round this time and win comfortably. Captain T is going to be my third best. I think he is the best of these. More is expected of him. The Jukebox Man and Johnny Who, for example, I think might end up in handicaps at the end of the season, whereas Captain Teague will still be in the graded races. And finally, Cheltenham, this has been the target for a little while. They didn't manage to get a run into him, but he's clearly been ready for a little while, and I'm sure they changed plans when they took him out of a few races and went, let's just get him fit at home.